Come in, come in. Just don't sit too close to the stove. It hasn't exploded yet today, but just to be safe, I think you should sit elsewhere.
Hurry back! What's up? Keep it real. Talk to me! Glad I could help! Yo! Have a good one. I got the best deals anywhere!
doing?
Good.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. My computer shat its pants again.
Oh.
That happens.
It's annoying.
Yeah. You guys ready for the boss?
Yeah, pretty much ready to be a damage sponge like usual.
The thing that you do best. I will keep those heels on you this time, by the way.
Yeah, sounds good.
Oh my god. Alan can't make it tonight, so we're just gonna have to queue with a rando.
Hang on, what?
Oh, I
Yeah.
hate playing with randos.
What's up, noobs?
Hey,
What's up?
do you have voice chat?
Nope.
Okay, radio.
So I guess the boss should be pretty easy. We just want to keep the pressure on and not allow him any time to heal.
Yeah, keeping the pressure on is super important. I've actually beaten this boss quite a few times.
Oh, must be nice. Every time I'm just teamed up with fucking noobs.
Okay, that sucks.
Honestly, every time, just selfish who won't listen.
So
Okay, well, I'm sure we'll do well if we keep up good communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay, remember to keep up the pressure, okay? On my mark, 3, 2, 1, let's go!
Ow! I need heals.
I'm focusing on the tank.
I said I need heals.
Soon, okay? Just keep firing.
Yeah, good job, Tank. You know you need to direct the damage on me, right?
Stop typing and start attacking.
What's the point in me attacking if I'm just gonna die immediately because none of you are doing your job properly?
oh my god! Dude, stop typing and attack. We have to keep the pressure on him.
Damn it! I said I need heals.
And I said I'm on cooldown.
Just my fucking luck. Teamed up with another bunch of fucking nuts.
If you stop typing and actually attack, we'd probably have him by now.
What are you talking about? I'm the only one that's doing my fucking job.
Dude, what are you even doing? You're literally just typing.
Yeah, I'm the only person communicating, keeping this team together.
Oh god, fine. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, fat load of good that's gonna do now that we've all basically lost.
Help! 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 Rowan!
Classic. What an absolute noob.
Dude, just stop typing and f***ing shoot!
What's the point? You guys have basically thrown this game already.
He's so f***ing close. Just shoot him. Just shoot him right now. Just f***ing stop typing and shoot.
You know what? I'm out. You guys are f***ing useless.
He's a cat.
Okay, noobs, do you want to see some more high-level teamwork and absolute chaos? Then check out our D&D channel. There and there. Noobs.
I know. I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. My home is actually in Ratchet, but after crashing my Zeppelin here, I thought I might as well start the research I came here to do.
Inside the temple, I found a circular room with 6 balconies, each one with a serpent statue on the edge. Curious, I pushed one of them to see what would happen, and it was a trap. I nearly fell to my death from the explosion. Laying there on the ledge, I looked down and noticed that there was another statue at the base of the room, an altar of sorts. Hakar, I think it was called. I think that this altar is the secret. You must bring this token to the altar in the sunken temple. My memories are cloudy, but I will tell you what I can. The circle of statues in the sunken temple, while dangerous, I believe that they hold the secret to unlock an even greater treasure. From the main altar, I was able to activate a series of lights. I think that if you can uncover what these lights mean, you might be able to unlock whatever secrets are hiding in this room. I warn you, though, adventurer, great evil lies in the temple. It's likely that anything valuable will be fervently guarded.
My mana is low.
Hey everyone, my name's Jason. I'm a community manager at Coffee Stain Studios, and today I've got a bunch of really cool Update 8 quality of life feature improvements that are going to be coming with the update. Looking forward to tell you all about it, and make sure you stay to the end because I think the last one's going to be a bit of a fan favorite. Try not to spoil yourself with the timeline. Just chill. Enjoy.
So he spoke of Jamalan's prophecy. The Atalai's spiritual leader believes once Hakar returns to Azeroth from the Nether, the god will grant the Atalai tribe immortality. Foolish trickery to bring about a premature doomsday, if you ask me. But you say the exile spoke of enchanted fetishes? This concerns me greatly. If these are in fact the key to the Atalai ritual which caused this mess, we must understand their intrinsic powers. Venture into the temple and seize the fetishes.
Enjoy the ride. Now, before we get right into it, quick little bit of housekeeping. As you guys may have known, if you've seen the video here where we talk about the development of Update 8 being a little bit rocky, we actually got rid of all of our deadlines internally and externally. Well, we had no external deadlines, but we got rid of the internal deadlines just so we could work on stabilizing the game. Just a little bit of an update on that. We now have an internal deadline range, which is not the specific deadline you guys are probably looking for, and we're not committing to anything publicly, but I just want to let you guys know that right now we are aiming to release at some point in June. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully as time goes on, we'll know a little bit better when it might actually come out, and who knows, maybe it won't even be in June. Okay, so just letting you know what we're thinking right now, just so you're aware. Okay, anyway, back to the video. Let's move on. The first feature that's getting some love is the parachute. The para what? I don't know if many people use the parachute. I don't think I really ever did use it that much, but it's getting a bit of a rework, and I think that maybe a lot of people will be using it a bit more now. Okay, so the parachute previously was a consumable piece of equipment, and that meant that every time you use it, it kind of got used up. But now, in Update 8, the parachute will be non-consumable. You just got to make one parachute, and you can just keep it and use it to your heart's content. So it's a great piece of kit to have in your backpack, in your inventory, while you're exploring. Because, you know, it can kind of solve certain situations that jetpacks don't really handle so well. And yeah, so I think it might be handy to have a parachute on hand. And the other thing is the gliding ability has been improved, and the movement speed is also a bit improved as well. So it'll function better too. So hopefully you guys enjoy your time with the parachute. The next quality of life feature is going to be about the zip line, and that is that zip lines are no longer interrupted when traveling on ceiling power outlets and also on power towers. So some of you may have actually known about the ability to zip line through ceiling power outlets before. And the way this kind of worked is you would hit one of those nubs, you'd fall off at it, but if you look up, you would like grab onto the next power line anyway, and you could just keep going. So it's basically, this new quality of life feature is basically exactly that, but it's improved now. So instead of falling off, you just keep smoothly, continuously ziplining through those ceiling outlets to your heart's content. And the same functionality is also extended to power towers. Now, this doesn't actually extend to power poles. As you could imagine, the poles are still kind of in the way of your body, so you will still bonk into those if you try and do that. This might raise a bit of a question, like what happens if the power line turns, or if there's like multiple like branching power lines, how is that handled? And basically you can just look in whatever direction you want to go in whilst ziplining, and you'll go that way. So if there's a branch that goes left and right, you look left, you will go left. But on top of that, you can also use movement input like A and D, left and right. You can use those to override the way you look. So you could be looking left, you hold down right or D, and then you will just take the right junction when you're doing that. And this applies for ceiling outlets as well as power towers. But one thing to note is that there is an angle limit. I think the angle limit is about like a 60-degree angle. So if the power line turn is more than 60 degrees, you can't continuously do that. But you know, you could maybe just jump off and then reattach or something like that. But yeah, I saw a bunch of people reacting to last week's video up here if you haven't seen it yet. And a lot of people had theorized like, wait, can you zipline continuously through the power towers? Because that would make a lot of sense, especially with zipline sprint mode. And yeah, you guys were right on the money. You can do that. Also, just aside real quick, something that a lot of people have asked questions about the power towers is whether or not the two lines on power towers are two separate power lines, or are they just aesthetic? And they're just aesthetic. They're actually one power line in terms of your power network. But they are aesthetically just two, and you can zipline on either. One other little feature coming to the zipline is the ability to right-click toggle to zipline. So previously you would have to hold left mouse button while ziplining, and then you let go of left mouse button to hop off. But now you can just right-click to attach yourself and let go of the mouse, and you'll stay on the zipline, and then you can right-click to get off. Okay, so that's another bit of a quality of life feature with the zipline. Conveyor belts are also getting some love in Update 8, which is great because we build a lot of them. There are 2 new quality of life features coming to conveyor belts and pipes for that matter, but like all of these features apply to conveyor belts and pipes. And the first one is actually something that we've leaked actually back in the blueprints video up here if you haven't seen it. And some of you with keen eyes actually have spotted it before. And that is that belts and pipes will now automatically be built with their appropriate stand when free placed on the ground. So previously you would have to build a conveyor pole, then attach the belt to that, and then you could build out from that, and that building will have a conveyor pole automatically attached if you place it on the ground. But now even if you free place conveyor belts or pipes on the ground, they will come with their respective poles. The second improvement coming to belts and pipes is a bit more of a niche case, but I'm sure many of you have actually run into it before if you play the game a lot. So as we all know, free placing belts or pipes is a 2-step process. You click once to place it where you want, and then you set the height right? You look up and down, and then you click again. That's the second phase to actually build the building, right? So you can place the belts or pipes wherever you want, and then you can set their height. However, in Update 8, the change that's coming is that the validity of the belt or pipe build itself, the entire validity of it, will be determined by the second phase of building, as opposed to the first phase of building. What this means now is that you can now place the first phase of the belts build down, even if the belts or pipe's initial placement is invalid or too steep. And then you can adjust the height to where you need it to be, so that maybe at that point it's valid, right? And that's basically what this little quality of life update addresses. The dismantle feature is getting an unreasonable amount of love this update, and I'm all for it. I've spoken about the blueprint dismantle mode that's coming to allow you to dismantle entire blueprints in one go. But now I have the pleasure to introduce to you all the dismantle filter feature, I guess it's called. So dismantle filtering is a feature that lets you point your cursor at a building. You can highlight a building. You can press G to filter on that building. And then from that point on, you will only be able to dismantle that kind of building or highlight that kind of building. You can now freely switch your filter to something else whenever you want by looking at something else and pressing G. Or if you look at the same kind of object again, you can just press G again, and that removes the filter. Also, each time you exit and enter dismantle mode, the filter will be reset as well. So you have to deal with that. The other really cool thing about this feature is that it also works on blueprints. So you can enter blueprint dismantle mode, and you can filter entire blueprints so that when you're looking at all your buildings around you, you'll only ever highlight or be able to dismantle blueprints of the filter type that you've got set, which I think is really handy. But also, dismantle filtering is an independent feature to mass dismantle, which is probably where a lot of your minds are going. Like, how does this work with that? But they're two independent features, which means all of their features can be used independently or with each other. And this is where dismantle filtering really shines. I'm sure you guys have been in many situations where you're trying to tear down a production setup and you're using mass dismantle to do it, and you're accidentally highlighting foundations when you don't want to delete foundations. And this is a great use case for that, because what this means is that you can freely change your dismantle filter while mass dismantle is still working as well. So you can set a filter, highlight a bunch of buildings, set another filter, continue highlighting a bunch of buildings in the same mass dismantle. And for example, if you never filter for your foundations, you'll never highlight your foundations. It makes tearing down production lines really, really easy without modifying the structural integrity of your factory. Now, some of you might be scratching your head and wondering, wait, didn't we have something like this before? And actually, we did. It just wasn't really talked about that much. There wasn't a lot of feedback for it or anything like that either, and it was a little bit more, I think, in my opinion, a little bit more confusing to use. So this feature sort of existed and was introduced in Update 7, and so this feature is actually a rework of that, and I think it's in a much better state now, so that you can freely dismantle your factories more effectively, I think, with more control. Another quality of life feature, which may actually not be quality of life, you guys will have to let us know, actually, is the first person trace has been adjusted. And this is because, I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but the first-person trace has been misaligned to the reticule for many, many years. And so what this sort of means is that, like, the reticule is not actually a perfect indicator for what you're aiming at, basically. And so some players might have noticed this, as it might have been hard to aim at smaller buildings like wall power outlets, for example. And it has also been quite noticeable, especially if you're looking directly down below you, as you can see here. So now the update to this is that the trace should be exactly where your crosshair is, your reticule is, and so you will actually select what you are aiming at now. The interesting thing here is we don't know why it was the way it was before, and it's entirely possible that there's some like big brain 1000 IQ reason for it to have been the way it was before. So if you guys feel that it's like off or bad now, give it some time, adjust to it. But if you think there's anything wrong with it, or that there's some use cases where it would have been better for the trace to be as it was before, please let us know. QA site, comments below, whatever. QA site would be better after you get update 8, actually. Yeah, let us know, because we can always put it back, I guess, but we don't really know why it would have been the way it was before. Another major rework, and something that a lot of people have been commenting for and requesting for such a long time. And it's so exciting to be able to tell you about it now, actually. And that is that jetpacks can now use different kinds of fuel. Jetpacks can now use solid biofuel, fuel, turbo fuel, and liquid biofuel. So now in the equipment UI, players can now set their preferred fuel type, and this fuel type will be what is used if it's available in your inventory by default. Now, if that fuel runs out and you have other fuel in your inventory, it will automatically switch to other fuel types when refueling the jetpack. And if your preferred fuel isn't available, the default priority order of what fuel the jetpack will automatically switch to is the same as what you can see in the menu. And so you might be wondering, what do these other fuel types do? Do they just last longer or something, or what do they do? But actually, they each have different properties. Solid biofuel, this is going to be a really, really basic fuel type that people can use before they have fuel production, because solid biofuel can be somewhat automated pretty decently well early on. And this has the same speed and power as normal fuel, just a slightly slower acceleration, and it burns up quicker, resulting in less airtime. So it can't reach as high, basically, as normal fuel. Normal fuel, this is the default fuel that y'all have been using with jetpacks before. It's basically the same, but it has been tweaked a little bit so that it gives a bit more upwards momentum, so it should feel a little bit less sluggish when you're using it. So a little buff to regular fuel. Turbo fuel has faster acceleration and speed, allowing the player to reach much, much higher and quickly boost themselves up on large buildings or high cliffs. It also has slightly increased air control to match the higher speeds, basically, so that you can kind of move as you intend. And liquid biofuel, we don't actually expect players to use this that much since liquid biofuel can't be fully automated, but it is mostly the same as regular fuel, but it burns far, far slower, okay? So this actually allows players to reach up really, really high and glide for actually super insane distances. And so you might be actually wondering, for example, side-by-side comparisons of these, how high you can go with each jetpack from a straight burn. And so here's a little demonstration of that now, and you can see solid biofuel goes up to around 16 meters, 16, 17 meters. Regular fuel goes to 28 meters. Turbo fuel goes to about 52 meters. And liquid biofuel goes to just under 62 meters, so about 60 meters. And so the last feature, I think this is the one that y'all have been waiting for. This is the last feature that I'm going to be talking about today that's going to be coming to Update 8. Quality of life feature is going to be fart rocks can now be destroyed with explosives. That's right, gas pillars, the fart rocks. Throw an obelisk at them and they explode. You just need one obelisk and they fall apart, and it's actually, it feels so good. It feels so good to see those things just die. God. So many people have been asking for this, so I'm so excited to be able to tell you about it now. Now, there's really not much more I can say about this. We all know how annoying they are. You throw a bomb at it, and they go away. That's it. So there's not much more I can say, but what I can do is, let's put together a glorious montage of watching these guys fall to pieces. Enjoy.